Hi guys, so like I said, we're going to have a quick look around the game room now before I start packing up everything for the move. So show you the main cabinet and then the setup here and where I sit and what have you. So I'll show you in little bits because it's hard in this room to get the camera to pan round, so I'll be jumping around. So here we go. So firstly guys, at this end of the room, which is the opposite end to the end that you normally see, we just have a little click-clack sofa bed here to sit and game on, and this little footstool, which is actually a storage footstool, which has all my main controllers that I use the most often. So you know, Dreamcast, Saturn, we've got an arcade stick for the 360 in here, Mega Drive, SNES, all sorts in here really. So they're like the go-to pads that I use the most often in there. Right guys, and when you come up the stairs to the game room, which is on the second floor, just above the stairs, we've got this little storage space here. So we've got the Samba de Amigo Maracas up the top there for the Dreamcast, various consoles, we've got GameCube and PlayStation 1 there. We've got my Wii arcade stick, Tatsunoko vs Capcom, and a PS3 arcade stick. We got Mega Drive arcade stick there. We've got my Fallout 3 Vault 101 trainers. Few random accessories and stuff. We've got my 4 Street Fighter pads for the PS2. We've got a couple of books there. We've got the Art of Video Games Push Start and the Commodore Amiga book, and we've got the PC Engine box there and a couple of other little bits of accessories, just a little bit of bonus storage, that area there. Right over in the corner of the room we've got this storage unit, which is plastic drawers for controllers. They actually come in 4s, so I bought 2 and I stuck 2 on top, so there's actually 6 drawers. So nothing too exciting, it's just pads. We've got some like boxed N64 pads and Saturn in there, but mostly it's just like loose stuff. Like we've got NES and SNES in there. We've got a PS1 arcade stick in there, 360, PS2, you name it, there's controllers in here. Amiga stuff, everything. So that's just a handy storage space for excess controllers in there. So here we've got the main setup. We've got the TV obviously and sound bar. I decided to put those speakers away because they're just too big for the room here. But this is the consoles that are basically mainly set up, and there's some more under the arcade cab that I'll show you in a minute. So we've got the Retron 5, Saturn, Japanese Saturn, Wii and GameCube. Then we've got the PC Engine down there, Dreamcast, and then we've got the Nintendo 64, and under the Nintendo 64 there is a switcher so I can switch between consoles. I'll just show you underneath the arcade cab now. So here we've got the arcade cab, bar top obviously, which is on like a hi-fi unit. So I'll just pan down a bit. So we've got my Dreamcast and Saturn arcade sticks here, so my pride and joy, so they're easily accessible. We've got my JTAG Xbox 360 there, PS2 here, and then we've got SNES and Mega Drive on the bottom, and normally there's a PS3 here, but that's loaned out at the moment. So yeah, that's it guys, and now we're going to move on to the main cabinet. So we'll start at the top here. So on top of the cabinet we've got various consoles, yada yada yada, you can see what's there. And we've got a my Outrox arcade stick there. And then we've got Mega Drive games, so these are 3 deep. There's 3 layers of Mega Drive games there. So a fair few, I think we're on about 170 something Mega Drive games. So most of my go-to games are moved to the front. So we've got some classics there, the Streets of Rage games, Toe Jam and Earl, just games that I play a lot of that I really love, Rocket Knight Adventures, Shadow Dancer. Right, moving down, there we go. So we've got quite a lot in this layer, random stuff. If I open that up so you don't get the glare off of that light. So we've got 3 layers there of box Game Gear stuff. We've got a couple of randoms. There's a Japanese Game Gear game there, Echo Dolphin. We've got my 4 Atari Lynx games. We've got my meager collection of PC Engine cue cards there. What we got? Like we got Bikuriman World there. And then we've got my PC Engine multi-tap and the box for my Avenue Pad 6. And we've also got my my new pickup, which is the Street Fighter 2 off of Tim Bad Fuck Up. These games here are like the most modern games that are in the cabinet. So we got the Grand Theft Auto 3, San Andreas and Liberty City Stories for PS2 all sealed. So there's 2 more I need to have them all sealed. And then we've got a few games signed there, like that Super Street Fighter 4 for PS3 is signed by Yoshinori Ono, the director. Then we've got these little business card holders here that I showed before that I just sort of put cue cards in that I'm playing. So we've got like R-Type there. So they're pretty handy, they fit them perfectly. What's behind here? So we got boxed Game Gear console back there. We've got the GP2X Wiz, Wonder Swan. We've got the Neo Geo Pocket Color there. And I'm just going to come in a bit and zoom in slightly up here. Then we got my little, it's like a lipstick stand or makeup stand that I use to display my consoles. So we got various boxed DS's, DSi and DS Lites back there. We got boxed Game Boy Colors and Advance. Then we got a few random consoles. We've got Game Boys, Game Boy Pockets, Game Boy Colors, Game & Watch, Game Boy Micro, a couple of Wonder Swan games there. Then in the back in there we've got the boxed original Game Boy, really minty, PSP. We've got a stack of loose DS Lites, which you probably can't see behind those SPs, and then a stack of SPs. We've got my boxed Famicom SP, another boxed SP behind that, and Game & Watch ball from Club Nintendo, and a few little random figures and stuff in there. So we'll go down to the next layer now. So we've got a few stacked at the front upright, but most of them are horizontal. So we've got 2 layers of Nintendo 64. There's a few Japanese in there, so we've got the Passport there boxed, which allows me to play imports, and a boxed expansion pack. A few favourites at the front. We've got like GoldenEye, Diddy Kong and Zelda and what have you. Then underneath Ken here and back there we've got Super Famicom box games, so like Super Mario World, Street Fighter and what have you. And then there's some more Nintendo 64 stuff behind that, which I won't get out. And we've got Tournament Fighters, Turtles at the front there. Coming across slightly we've got boxed Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. Again, that's 2 deep there. We've got some favourites, they're all in the Sentinel cases, so favourites like Advance Wars 2. I'll actually run out of Sentinel cases, so I need to order a few more. We've got like some, you know, really good Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games there. Back there we've got a few SNES boxed, which I have very few of. And then we've got, if I just move this, Bass Fishing controller. So that's the Bass Fishing for the Dreamcast. We've got another random Super Famicom there, and then my small collection Master System, which I whittled down recently, and then I've got very few boxed NES games back there. Then we've got the PS Solar for Mega Drive. Just pop that back in there. Okay, then we're going to go down one. I'm just going to lower the tripod. Right guys, next shelf down is Dreamcast. So we're very near to a full set, as you know. So we've got 2 layers of games here, all in alphabetical order obviously. Then we've got the 10th anniversary set for Sonic Adventure 2, Japanese. few of my favourite games horizontally or rather vertically at the front here. We've got my little 3 hearts there that Kevin Wolford gave to me in Blackpool. A couple of Japanese games, got Last Blade Final Edition there, Zero Gunner 2, games that I play quite often. And then we'll go further down to the next shelf. So next shelf down, more Dreamcast games. Behind there we've got my PAL Saturn games, which are very few now because I've whittled that down. We've got the memory card to play imports, obviously the Planet Ring box set with the microphone, the ASCII Pad FT box, and then yeah, a couple more favourites at the front here. Then we've got, if I just move that, we've got a stack of Japanese Dreamcast games, and on the top is the 3 US exclusives that I currently own. Then to the right of that we have homebrew or more recent releases like Stormwind and Alice's Mum's Rescue and the like. On top here we've got my Saturn RAM set, so we've got the beautiful Dungeons and Dragons there, minty, and we've got quite a few back there. And then back behind these is my collection of Japanese Saturn games, which is far bigger than my PAL collection now. We've got the Shenmues there on top. These are my favourite Saturn games, just moved to the front here, so things like Marvel Superheroes vs Street Fighter, the Street Fighter Zeros, Darkstalkers, all that jazz. Couple of shooters as well. Right, we'll just move across a bit, and we've got here some newer Mega Drive games that I didn't bother shelving away in order because we're about to move, so it doesn't seem like there'd be much point. Behind there we've got the Saturn Bomberman Multi-Tap minty. Couple of newer Saturn games that I haven't stored away again, so like Don Pachi. So then over here we've got the DVD case size Dreamcast stuff, so for example Trigger Heart Excelica, which was a late release, so DVD case, and then newer games like Alice's Mum's Rescue Limited Edition and Ellen Sirenphilia. They're both sealed, haven't got around to playing Ellen Sirenphilia, and I have a regular copy of Alice's Mum's Rescue, so the NG Dev Team games are there as well, 3 of those. So that's it for the cabinet apart from the drawers. So just to show you the drawers, guys, just on the floor here we've got a Game Boy sign that needs a bit of a clean, and also this needs to get packed up for the move, my Sonic artwork from Soul Funk Retro. So in the top drawer you can probably, if I come a bit closer, so you can more or less see into the drawers there. We've got a couple of bits here, like little extension stuff and bits and bobs. Some loose Mega Drive stuff. So we've got the Honeybee for imports there, and like a Game Genie and stuff. A few random bits. We've got NES carts, and again, if I scoot round a bit, NES carts over here. Not many, but you know, a little collection there. We've got some classics from my childhood like Double Dribble, Marble Madness. We've got Nintendo 64 carts. I just had a clear out of these and got rid of a lot of them. Just stuff that I thought I'd never play. We've got some good ones in there. And then over here, just some random loose manuals. My one Famicom game there. And we've got a little plastic box full of memory cards and shit like that. And then next drawer down, whoop, let's just move you. So we've got just Game Boy and Super Nintendo stuff. so slash Super Famicom, so just car only stuff. So we've got like Magician Lord, Pilot Wings there, which, oh bloody hell, that scared me, that just fell down. Stuff like yeah, Pilot Wings that Scott Console Snog very kindly gifted me, Zelda, and then we've got a universal adapter to play imports there. I do have a Super Famicom and a SNES, and obviously got the Retron anyway. Then coming across here to the middle, we've got Super Famicom stuff. There's definitely some beauties in here, like Final Fight, and there we go, Final Fight 2 there. All sorts really. Donkey Kong. And over here we've got a load of Game Boy carts, so quite a few. And then we've got Game Gear carts here. Game Boy carts, as you can see, less than half are in cases because I'm struggling to find cases. We've got a few Game Boy Advance games here, but not too many. Game Gear carts are all in cases because I've got an abundance of those. So yeah, that's it guys really. I'll just move the camera so you can actually see me again. So that's it guys, sorry about all the jumping around, but like I said, it's hard to sort of pan around and see everything, so I had to move the camera into position each time so you could actually see stuff. But that's a quick look at the collection. Obviously that's not all the collection, like all my PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4 is downstairs, Xbox 360, GameCube downstairs, Wii downstairs, there's quite a few more boxed consoles and accessories and games and all sorts of stuff away, either in storage or downstairs. But that's just essentially the game room setup day to day. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.